when you took over the Bergdorf Goodman, the reason the Bergdorf became successful, one of the reason is that you understood the opportunity exists for Bergdorf Goodman. You saw a huge market there, so you went after that opportunity. Second thing you mentioned that you went in and built relationship with the fashion designers and used their brand to increase the brand of your company. And by reading your book, I also saw that when you took over the company, you try to reposition this organization. You keep mentioning somewhere that company was old, dull.
It was old, dull, expensive, and intimidating. And the trick was to make it young, exciting, expensive, and intimidating. It isn't for everyone.
I love that quote.
And also, when we have to do a market study, and I'm not in favor, you would have read where I say focus groups and other myths, you have to know your customers. So we decided, or I guess I decided, that I liked the customer, again, back to my growing up at Bonwatella. The customer goes to the best restaurants, best hotels, best resorts, belongs to the best clubs, should have a store that repeats that. And that was the definition of the store and the market strategy. You didn't need all kind of information. So the whole thing from Pat the doorman, who was legendary then, the wrappers and packers downstairs, salespeople all through the store, we are dedicated to treat these customers like they expect to be treated, not how you want to be treated, how they expect to be treated. And lo and behold, for the person who didn't do that, if I saw it happen on the floor, then how dare you, you're working for the store, if you don't like it, you go work for the competition. Give them aggravation, don't give it to me. I must say, that was a dedicated feeling, either do it my way or, I guess the expression today is the highway. But I was determined to have the store do that. Now, the reason the family, I said I would have liked to have had better relations with the family, is on the main floor was the wife of the owner had an art needlework department. And art needlework is yesterday and sure doesn't belong on the main floor. There were 4,000 square feet of shoes on the main floor, worst place in the world. So everything had to be rearranged. And every time I made a movement, the family would say, "Why did you do this?" And I explained. I said, why did your company buy the store if you want to make these changes? And I said, what do you think they bought the store for? But it never quite made it until the money began rolling in. They got an arrangement on a rental was 5% of sales. When the sales went when I started 38 million to 50 million, 75 million, 100 million, 150 million, the big checks began rolling in. It now does, the women's store is over 500 million, and the men's stores should be 90 million. So we're talking 600 million over. And they get 5% every year. That's $25 million coming in every year, not bad. They then began to back off. Maybe this guy knows what he's doing. It took a little while, but it's more gratifying the fact that the owners who called me aside and said, you're not relating to, I'm Carter Hawley Hale, you're not relating to the family who built this business, and they're unhappy. And if somebody else wants to sell their store, they may talk to Andrew Goodman. And I said, gentlemen, you want me to build a store? If not, I recommend you get somebody else. And they backed off. Because if you started catering to Mr. Goodman, God bless him, you'd be back where you started.
Ira, you're so right. One thing I find out, there's a lot of founders out there, entrepreneurs who start their own business. They're very good, they have the passion, they're very, very good at starting the business, but once the business goes into a level, the business outgrew them, they don't have the management or leadership skills to take the company to the next level. So one of the best things to do for those founders is that either you develop your skills in order to take the company to next level, or surround yourself with the right people who has those skills, or step back and bring a CEO in who actually can take this company to next level.
It's a very important point that you make, because someone said to me, why do some stores make it and other stores don't? Why did Bonwatella go out and Bergdorf Goodman is still there? Why did B. Altman go out, and so on? It brings to at a certain point, if the wrong decision is made, who's going to own the business, who's going to run the business, it'll go downhill and go out. Lord & Taylor have gone through a lot of management, but they still have owners who can make investments, and that's what's happening now. B. Altman didn't have a future, never looked beyond 25 years. A major store like that going out. Bonwatella went from one person to another. Bergdorf's owned by one family, sold to Carter Hawley Hale, sold to General Cinema. sold now to Texas Pacific. Each one made a major investment, and so it's continuing. If he didn't sell to Carter Hawley Hale, the Goodman family, as you point out, the business would have closed, I think. They would have had a real estate, put a hotel there or something. So continuity depends upon management, investment for the future. Look into the immediate and never help.